Welcome to the Loose and Moose podcast.
I'm Luce.
And I'm Moose.
Two unlikely best friends that I guess love the sound of their own voice, so decided to hit recording. All right, how are we going to start this episode?
With some fucking stretches. I feel a little out of sorts. We haven't done this for a couple of weeks. So I think that we need to do some pod stretches. So for me, it's vocal. For you, it's getting ready to laugh heaps. And maybe even like a couple of elbow stretches, you know what I mean?
I can get behind that. If we have one more technical difficulty though, we're going to need more of these.
I won't be driving home. I'll be getting an Uber. It's been the night for it. That's okay.
I don't know.
What now?
There's like a tiny bit of white curtain in the corner. Do you want me to move the camera again, or can you just crop it?
Just fucking crop it.
Are you ready to fucking crop it or what?
Yes,
Did
I'm
you
ready
plan
to
it?
crop
Did
it.
you mean to say that?
No, I'm just fucking funny. See, like you did those stretches.
Oh yeah. Oh, I hate that you just proved yourself right with that.
Oh, fuck yeah. Welcome back to another week of Moose being right again.
Fuck off.
You want to slow down on them? We've got a long pod to go.
No. Anyway, thing of the week. Thing of the week?
Thing of the week. All right, so we are roughly the same age, right? Like you're only slightly older? Same age.
Yeah, sure.
Similar age.
Let's go with that.
I thought, like, I'm so intrigued in this because it's my thing of the week, but because I want to see what your thoughts are around my thing of the week. So
I just
one of
love how you're like, I'm so intrigued because I'm so funny and interesting.
I've done so much research about this topic, and
this Moose guy, he's so funny. I love tuning in every
Yeah.
week to listen to what he's got to say.
what, you don't set the alarm for 5:30 on a Tuesday morning to hear Loose and Moose pod?
Oh, man.
Anyway, one of my favourite bands of all time, Korn. Great band, one of the best bands of all time.
Slay.
Hit me up in the comments if you're a Korn fan, surely. They turned 30 years old. 30.
I fucking hate that. That makes me feel so old.
I was 8 years old, and here's me thinking of like being a day one fan. I'm like, I was pretty cool as an 8-year-old, but I was definitely not listening to Blind and, you know, all of the other things on the album. But 30 years this week. So it just got me thinking, one, it's super old. It's such a great album. And I was just like, I wonder if Lucy... Like, if you knew Korn, if you grew up with Korn, and just, you know, your Korn story. Like, do you remember?
Yeah. Like when you say, oh, I definitely wasn't a day one fan being 8, surely you weren't that much older. Like, I remember being introduced to them from my friend's older brother, and I would have been like 10 or something. Yeah. Which is kind of wild now that you think about it. Like, can you imagine Ella listening to Korn or the equivalent now?
I know. And, like, especially, like, 'cause there's some dark stuff. Yeah. Like, you got the last couple of tracks in that album, but... I don't know. It was huge for me. Like Korn was like the gateway between, you know, going from Metallica or whatever into heavier, darker music. As a drummer, like I've listened and played along to this album more times than probably any other album for me.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know, they were the first big tour I went to. And it was just, I don't know, it was just super cool back in the day to be like, you know, who's your favorite band? It's Korn with the weird R backwards. And, you know what I mean? They were just so rad.
It is pretty cool. And it's not like, I remember like when I first started to get into that music, it was a bit scary if people went into like Slipknot, like taking it all the way. But like Korn is a good middle ground. Then they're still like palatable and not like terrifying. Like as a 13-year-old, I was like, oh, it's not as scary.
Yeah, like not visually. And then it's like, as you get older and you actually read the lyrics and stuff, I'm like, all right, cool. It's pretty fucked up back then. But like, you know, you didn't really understand what they were doing.
Actually, have you heard you're not as much of a TikToker as me, but there's this whole trend about Korn at the moment.
Oh, really?
I wonder if that is because of the 30-year thing, but the whole trend is that Korn are girly pop.
Oh.
Like, and it's just like all these little girly pops dancing to Korn and being like, they're actually like, so cute and girly. I don't know. You might have to see it to understand what I mean, but like it's a trend right now.
Fuck, okay.
Yeah.
Probably lines up.
Yeah, it's funny. But then they're saying that like, I don't know, the they had like purple hair and they are a bit girly pop at some point. I don't know.
Well, they definitely had like, you know, Jonathan Davis had like those Adidas like sparkly purple tracksuits.
That's what they're saying. Yeah.
Polish and like some
nail
cool
polish and
hair
sparkly tracks. Yeah, that's right.
I feel like every one of those members was just so different. Like they were either just trashy and baggy, like, and that's, I'm sure, you know, all the dudes in high school when you were going, like that'd be the thing, right? Like baggy ass pants and all that sort of thing. Like that was cool at the time. Does that not in Wales?
I think I'm a little bit younger.
Yeah, sorry. I remember like, I hope my parents aren't listening to this. They won't be anyway. At that stage when baggy pants were a cool thing, like I remember parents buying me like, you know, good expensive jeans, and then like you'd be at school putting them under your shoe and like fucking up and fraying the backs.
Actually, no. Yeah, now that you mention it, I do remember it being a thing where the boys would have their belt under their bum.
Oh, yeah.
Like the belt
100%
would start under their bum, so they have to tie it really tight so their pants didn't fall down.
Yep. You ruin the back of them. I remember like in winter too, like it'd just be like water's just coming all the way up your calves, and like then you sit in school for 8 hours and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Listening to Korn. So anyway, that was
so true.
That was mine. And new metal for me is my genre. Like people were like, oh, what do you listen to? I'm like, still the same shit that I listened to for 30 years.
30 years ago.
And speaking of TikTok as well, there was a ridiculously amazing new metal thing that was going around the last couple of weeks. I'm sure you've seen it. But did you see the Disturbed thing that was going on with the Weatherman? Fuck.
That was so funny.
That was so funny. So I got that sent to me. I listened to it for the first time with no audio. I didn't really get it. I was just seeing some subtitles, and then went back when I had some time and listened. And I'm like, that is just so well done. Yeah. If you haven't seen it, we'll put the clip up on YouTube now. But it was like literally like it would start off by doing the waka kakas and like listening to the track on the way to do his weather segment on TV, but then was putting in all of the lyrics and sounds into the segment.
Yeah, so that's his thing, is listening to music on the way to work and then filling the gaps in my weather forecast with these lyrics, or no, just slipping them into my weather forecast.
100%.
So
and flawlessly.
He's like, so the weather is going to be nice and rainy, so if you get down with the sickness, that's okay. And like he makes it like if you didn't know, you wouldn't know. Yep. It's so seamless. It's so funny.
I need to like go back and see what else he's done, because I was just so impressed with that. Like that was just extremely well done.
And am I imagining it, or does he actually get the sound in there?
Oh yeah.
He does say that.
100%. I feel like he opened with that.
Of cedar pollen flying around in the air this morning. You may wake up having to clear your throat like, I mean, that's how I felt this morning. These winds, not...
That's so funny. You know, when I first got introduced to Disturbed, I was in like year 8, like 13 years old, and I just thought they were really cool. And I was like, oh, I'm getting into my edgy, cool emo phase or
Not
whatever.
emo. You can't say emo with Disturbed. Come on.
I don't know. That was my that's what I call my phase back then.
Yeah.
And I used to do that sound all the time just because I thought it was a cool sound. I don't know. You just randomly at school. Like,
Isn't it weird? Like, imagine rolling up to band practice and you're like, oh, I've got a thing for the song, and you're just popping out.
Yeah, that's so true. Where'd it come from?
Fuck, like. Can you get your beat to do similar to that? Even the Korn thing, like it wasn't the first Korn album, but the second Korn album with like Twist, where he's just doing that crazy freak out vocal stuff that he did.
How does he even do that?
Yeah. I remember like that, and Korn's massive thing that I loved, like they always had secret tracks, and like they had that with no music on, and you hear that with no music and like, what is that? Like, and like, how do you start that? And then how do you have the confidence to bring that to, band practice to be like, hey guys, I've got an idea.
Yeah, that's why I'm too scared to start my band.
Right?
Because I'll be doing the weirdest sounds that I've been practicing since I was in year 8.
Well, we've all heard that. You've got a logo. It's on the last episode. Please go back. There was a song snippet on there. Like,
Did you write that song for me?
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
No copyright here. So anyway, that was my joint thing of the week. I'm getting a bit greedy with mine, aren't I?
But before we move on, I distinctly remember the first time hearing Korn. Like I said, it was my friend's older brother that introduced it. But he was like, did you ever go to your friend's house and you would like put on performances for the parents?
Don't I still do that? Now it's just with a wine bottle and like some peacock feathers left on the...
That's so true. That's what you're doing this whole time.
Oh,
and they're like, well done, Christopher. Go do more dick push-ups, son.
Thanks, Dad. I did a whole one that time.
But no, for real, like I remember we wanted to do some performance to probably like Britney Spears or whatever. And I reckon I was about 10, and her brother was like, no, we're going to do it to Korn. And I had just started playing piano, so I was like, I'll play piano. And we had an ironing board for the piano.
Fuck yes.
And then they had a broom and a mop for the guitars.
Yep.
And then she was like, well, I don't play an instrument, so I'll just be the dancer. So that was our performance, is like her dancing around to...
Just like flat out Korn.
Yeah, I don't remember like what it was, but I just remember it being Korn.
That takes me back because I definitely played piano on ironing board before.
Yeah.
I fucking love that. And now even with my kids, I play guitar with them. Like you pick them up and like they just think it's hilarious.
Yeah, that is cute. I've seen that. Oh,
Hell yeah.
bless.
But yes, I definitely do remember that.
Yeah, I feel like you haven't had a childhood if you didn't put on a performance for your parents.
Yep.
And they're like, they must hate it. They must have been like,
How long does this song go for?
yeah, this is, can we leave now?
Yeah. Parents are built different back then.
Yeah.
Now we just switch it off like...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel like Ella's kind of trapped me in her room before
Yep.
to do like a TikTok dance. And I'm like, oh, I think, should we go see what mum and dad are doing? And she's like, no, I haven't finished the dance.
See, we build that up all week. They want to show us stuff. I'm like, nah,
Wait.
Lucy's coming over this weekend. So like, let's do a performance in your room though. Like
All
you don't
for
want to show
Lucy.
your brother or us, right? Like,
So
let's
you-
just do Lucy.
You don't invite me over to see me. It's to occupy the kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Pretty smart.
yeah, pretty good. You mentioned Disturbed. That just reminded me of when I first listened to Disturbed. We spoke about this on the pod before, but it just instantly reminded me, like, I've just got my license, got a car, and driving around. Like, I just love that with music. Like, that first album, one was a banger, but two just takes me straight back to, like, independence. You know what I mean? Like, I can do what I want now. I can drive around, and that was my soundtrack.
That's a really good, like, time to go back to. That
Yep.
feeling of first getting your license and being free is pretty cool.
Crazy.
Like, I could just go anywhere.
Were you a... have we spoke about this? Oh, we did have a license part very early on. But I was going to say, were you a day one getting your license person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because remember, that was my lie from Two Truths and a Lie.
Because I'm like, you're a bad driver. How have
Yeah.
you got your license for that long? Yes.
I did.
Have you crashed lately?
I did do some questionable things when I was learning to drive because it's stressful. Because
Yeah.
my dad doesn't really have a lot of patience with teaching things, so he would take me driving, and every single time it would end in tears.
Yeah.
Because it was like, it was not like, oh, hey, you shouldn't do that, you should do this. It was like, you're so fucking stupid. Why did you do it like that? Oh my God. It was traumatizing.
Yeah.
But the worst thing I ever did was learning to drive, and it was in a manual.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know how they work. So if you take your foot off the, oh my God, I haven't driven a manual in years. What's the thing called when it's the one that you hold in so you can accelerate? That you take it off so you can accelerate? You got three pedals.
The Jordan to go The clutch.
The clutch. Yeah, that one.
Get it? Because he's clutch.
Oh, I don't get that.
Fuck. Okay, cool. Any of the sports fans would be like, that's fucking fire.
Oh,
Anyway,
okay. Okay.
Like you're
Well
always
done.
clutch in like the big moments of big games and stuff. So it was like always a joke. There'd be like the thing on Instagram when you've had a thing, like they've just won a short game. You'd be like, they'd show the pedals and it'd be like a picture of Jordan Goey's face as one of the pedals.
Oh, okay. Maybe I didn't get it because Collingwood lost last week.
Oh, fuck it. Let's go.
Nah, it's not even funny because I like Collingwood now, but
Yep.
our friend EJ did say I got to give you a bit of shit. He's like, you got to double down on the Crows thing just to have the banter because it'll be funny.
Yeah. Fuck the Crows.
But they're just not as interesting as Collingwood. He's like, I don't care. It's funnier to give me shit about Collingwood.
Look at the colours of them. It's embarrassing.
Of Collingwood? What? What?
Says you
Black
wear
and white. Pick a colour.
No, Crows.
What? Why are their colours embarrassing?
Just looks a bit like blue, yellow, and red. Like, didn't run out of all the good colours.
It's like primary school sports day.
It does remind you of that.
Anyway, back to my story. So learning to drive, I didn't know that if you took your foot off the clutch, it would like your car would like lurch forward, like it would like stall.
Yeah.
I didn't know that because I was just learning how to drive. So we had been on a traumatizing driving lesson with me and my dad, and we had like made it back home in the driveway, but in the garage. Sorry, but I was like done with Dad. I was like, he's being so mean. I'm just learning, and I was like crying, and I just obviously like he didn't know how to teach me, and I couldn't handle the criticism. And I remember just being like, fuck it. And taking my foot off the clutch, and then it lurched forward and crashed into the wall.
We used to call that bunny hopping.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
just
bunny
hopped
hop.
into the fucking shed.
Yeah, bunny hopped right into the wall.
Wow. He would have loved that too after one of those.
That was
trips.
great.
Yeah.
Then he said he's never taken me driving ever again, and then Mum had to, and then I think that lasted one time, and she's like, I'm not fucking doing this.
So all of that cements my comments around your driving skills. Thank you so much for that.
I hope you brought some aloe with you tonight, because you're just fucking like, we've had a few weeks off filming and you're ready to fucking burn after burn.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's going to be like, oh, how's the pod last night? I'm like, pod? I just went to the fucking golf range. My shoulder's a bit fucked from teeing off.
Like, we've actually decided that's the last episode because the banter got too much and Lucy can't handle it.
Hey, we nearly got through season 1. How good. All right, that's enough about me anyway. I've been getting greedy with my things of the week. What about you? What's been going on?
So my thing of the week is, you know how you're old and you don't like know trends and stuff?
Lucy gets one back and Moose loses some eyebrows. Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my goal of that.
Very old. Yes.
That was for you having the audacity to say we're the same age.
Yeah. Cool. I deserve that.
How rude.
Even.
But nah, for real, you're just not on the TikTok trends. It's just different. So that was my whole, my idea of thing of the week is you share something with me that I just don't know what you're talking about, and I share something that you don't know. Oh. So I'm going to say a couple of words, a sentence, and then I just want your reaction to what I'm going to say. All right. Trippin with Tarte in Bora Bora.
Trippin in Tarte with Bora Bora.
So, repeat what I said.
Tripping in Tarte with Bora Bora.
Trippin with Tarte in Bora Bora.
What's the middle one?
Trippin with Tarte.
Tarte. Okay, that's what I said.
In Bora Bora.
I said that.
Did you? Okay.
What the fuck does it mean? Is that what you're asking?
What's your reaction to that sentence? Do you know, what's your interpretation? What do you think that means?
It means that I would swipe I would pick my phone up and throw it across the room. Be like, why am I even on this app?
No.
What does it mean?
What do you think it means?
Tripping in Tarte with Bora Bora.
Why are you saying it wrong? Tripping in Tarte.
Tripping
with
I said it.
Tarte in Bora Bora.
I have zero idea.
Okay. So there's a thing that's all over TikTok right now. It's been happening for 10 years, but it's just happening right now again, where there's a makeup brand called Tarte.
Oh, I do know.
You do know that?
I know the brand, yes.
Really? Does Lauren have it?
Maybe. Well, I've just seen the name or something.
Oh,
so I'm guessing so, yes.
Okay. So I don't know how long they've been doing it. In my head, it's 10 years. I feel like instead of paying all this money for a TV ad or whatever, they take influencers on a holiday and they call it Trippin with Tarte.
Smart.
And it's epic. It's so smart because think about however much money it costs for a TV ad and maybe people see it, maybe people don't watch TV, but if you take, I think they're taking 30 different influencers from all different areas, how much exposure you're going to get from that.
Yeah, from all of them individually posting all of the shit.
And more content as well than just one ad or one thing in a magazine or back in the day L'Oreal and that would do a magazine ad. We just flick through whatever. But this is just, it's always been a thing that used to be YouTube and now it's obviously TikTok and they do YouTube as well. But it's just it's so interesting. And it just evolves. So this year they went to Bora Bora.
Where's Bora Bora?
I don't actually know, but
is it a place?
Huh?
It's a real place.
Yeah. You know the infamous Kim Kardashian clip where she's in the ocean and she's like, my diamond earring. I lost my diamond earring in the ocean. You know that? Why are you acting why are you being sus?
When you said the infamous clip, I was like, what, the first one? Isn't it?
Is it?
Oh, apparently not. Good show though.
Must be an old man thing. I don't know. But not
yes,
for real.
Anyway, I do. I have seen the ring one. Yes.
So you know the huts they're on? Have you seen that where Korn is like, Kim, there's people that are dying, and she's in the big hut.
Yes.
They're staying in those huts.
Fuck. Okay.
So on the water, you look on the floor of your bathroom, you can see the ocean underneath you.
I love that.
It's epic. It's they open their door from their little villa thing, and it's just the bluest water you've ever seen. Everything's so stunning and beautiful, and there's so many different people's content to watch, and I'm just it's so great. It's so cool. And I don't know. I can't remember if it's always been like this, but they went on a private plane to get there. Ooh. So they've all shared being on a private plane. It's 10 hours from California. So I don't know geography, but that might help you understand where it is.
A fair way away from anything.
Yeah. And so, private plane. And then they got when they got invited, they got gifted with like a camera to vlog with, and then like some custom Jordans that were like Tarte colors. Ooh. And then a Tarte tracksuit to wear on the plane, and then like a fancy carry-on bag. And they get there and their whole room is full of like every single Tarte makeup product, all these outfits filled in the closet, like bathers, all this like tech stuff for their like cameras and their tripods and stuff. Like literally everything they could want, and it's like a week-long holiday. Fuck. And it's all I'm watching at the moment on TikTok, and all I'm thinking about, and just like being Delulu and trying to manifest like maybe one day I could go on a Tarte trip if I actually commit to being an influencer, like, and also just absolute dream holiday. Do
you use Tarte?
Yeah, I've used them for years actually.
Yeah, I'll just think if that worked then. So
I love Tarte so much. They invite people that you would want to see there. It's really cool. It's not just like these out of touch influencers as well. It's people you actually would watch. There's also been some really funny husband content where like this woman gave her husband the phone to vlog, and he's like, "Get ready with us." Oh, you're already here. Just come with us. I don't know. Like it's so iconic, and I've been loving it. That's been my thing of the week. But yeah, maybe we can go on the next one. Loose and Moose do Bora Bora. Trippin with Tarte with Loose and Moose.
Bring it on.
Why not?
Bring it on.
But yeah, that made me think, what's your dream holiday destination?
Dream holiday destination. Like, I've had a lot of people recently, and you're the same, going to Japan.
Yeah.
Lately, I feel like it's been the year of everyone going there.
Yeah, I wonder why that is. Is it... It's a very desirable place to go, but it does seem like it's the thing. Like there was at one point, there would have been about 5 people we both knew in Japan at the same time.
Yep.
And it was just funny, like, are they all going to run into each other?
It's so random. So, but then I've been like I really want to go there, and there's some really cool things. But selfishly, I don't know why I think like this, but I think it might be a holiday that I want to do with just Lauren.
Yeah,
like,
I do. Yeah,
not kids. Like I know it's like quite techie and Mario, and there's like that would be insane for the kids. But then I'm like, for the food, the scenery, and like, I don't know. It just seems very like proper and very adulty there.
Yeah, not really kid friendly. Although I do think Eddie took his kids there and it was cute.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Seems expensive with kids as well. So
it does seem expensive.
But anyway, that's probably, I don't know, that's probably where I'm thinking now. Like my boring answer is always the US. But
yeah. If you're like talking dream holiday, like delusional manifesting when there's no limits, is your dream, like right now you're saying Japan, is the dream to go to Japan just with Lauren, or be so rich that you could take a nanny with you to look after the kids? So you could like go do your day adventuring and the kids are still there when you get back and they've done like fun kid stuff all day?
I guess it's hard. Like the USA trip, we spoke about that before on the pod, but like we took Nanny with us, like Lauren's mum, and that was cool because we could still do both together, and we did have a couple of days where we did like the Grand Canyon and stuff like separately, and that's dope. But it's just kind of hard because I don't know, it'd be nice to do it without kids and just actually switch off and do some stuff, because if they're there, like I probably don't want to leave them. I'm like, if they're there, you might as well go and do some stuff, because some of the kid stuff is like you need kids there to do it, because otherwise like you're that weird old dude that's like trying to ride all the rides, where if I've got a kid there, like you need to hold their hand to go down like the rides. So
that's true. It's just a different kind of holiday. Like ideally in your Delulu fantasy, you're rich enough to do both holidays, kid holiday and adult holiday. Yeah. The reason I asked that was just because there's like a family of vloggers that would go on holidays a lot, and they'd take a nanny with them and do adult things during the day, and the kids would have the best time ever. They would go to these like playgrounds and stuff, and like you would see on the footage, they said, "Oh, we've like, have you had a good day?" And they're like, "Oh my God, we did this." They had like little playhouse things in their hotels and stuff, but they got so much hate for it. Like, how dare you not take your kids everywhere on holiday? And it's like, don't they deserve a holiday too?
Yeah,
like
I guess like my answer is their answer just combined to one, because like you want both of them, so I guess you could do it. Yeah. As both, just make it a holiday like that. Yeah. Crazy.
But yeah, Japan would be great. One day we'll go.
Yeah. What about yours?
I think I I have so many. Like, yeah, I'd love to go to the US. I'd love to do Europe. But like right now, my brain, like nothing would beat a beautiful beach holiday. Like I said, with the Bora Bora kind of stuff, where it's like, I just feel like I've not switched off from life since I was a teenager. Like I've never done like a lay on the beach holiday where you're in a tropical island and it's just paradise and you have no responsibilities, and you can go on a little day adventure if you like. You could go jet skiing or snorkeling or go up and sightsee, or you can just chill. I don't know if that's a boring, lazy answer, but I just want to go to some amazing tropical island away from everything. I don't know.
It's doable though. Like, have you done? I don't even know this. Like, have you done much traveling? You haven't done any, have you?
The only traveling I've ever done was when I was at school and we were studying Italian, and we did year 8, 9 and 10 Italian classes, and then I think in like year 10 we were just being silly to the teacher, like, we should go to Italy. And we would learn heaps of Italian in Italy. And then, I don't know, she just made it happen. She was like, that's actually a really good idea. Let's start like fundraising and see if like the principal and the teachers and stuff would be on board.
What?
See if the parents would be on board. And I don't know, we went to Italy.
You went for a camp to Italy?
Yeah. Isn't that wild?
Were you that young where like you just went like an hour or so from Whyalla and they told you it was Italy, or is an actual went to Italy?
Yeah, like we're that bogan from the country that we think Adelaide is Italy.
They went to Port Lincoln and it was just like, they went to an Italian restaurant.
We went to fucking Pizza Hut and we're like, Italy.
This garlic bread's amazing.
Faster pasta and Pizza Hut.
That's wild.
Isn't it wild when you think about it?
Yeah.
Like, I don't really know the logistics of it, but I know there was a lot of like fundraising. Every single Friday at school we would have a coffee stand where we had this like fancy coffee machine from the school, like from there they had like a commercial kitchen in the school for whatever subject that is, and we'd sell coffee. And there was a bunch of parents who would go to the pub every Saturday night and do a sausage sizzle, so when everyone's leaving the pub absolutely schnitzeled at 3 a.m. they can get a sausage and bread, and they got heaps of money that way. And I can't remember what else we did, but like, obviously the parents paid a lot. Like, you could only go if your parents could pay. Like, obviously I was very fortunate. My parents had good jobs. My dad owned a business, so that was like pretty good. So they were able to afford it, but that's all I've done. So as myself as an adult, not done anything. It was literally just that. It was like 3 weeks. We went to all around Italy. We did like a week of classes in Rome, like a little town near Rome, and then just like went to all the tourist places. It was amazing. I loved it so much, and I'd love to go back and do like all of Europe. I just have never done it. Like I always say to you, I feel like I need to achieve things before I go travel, and I've just never achieved the things I think I need to achieve. So I've never traveled. Just
achieve buying a flight to, like, you want a tropical island, like
I know.
Bali or anywhere in Indonesia or something, and you can have everything you just said you want to do.
I know.
6 hours from here.
Yeah, I don't know. But what have you done?
So our first trip overseas was our honeymoon. So we went to Fiji. That was the first time ever overseas.
That would have been so good.
That was cool. And then from there, we sort of got a bit of a travel bug before we had kids. So we did, we did like Bali, and then we went to Singapore, and then we had Ella, and then we did the month in the States, which that was one of the holidays that I wanted forever.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So that was rad. And then we kind of just like, when we did that, like, because that was the test, I'm like, well, we've traveled as far as you can travel in a plane with a kid, and that was okay. We sort of had a pact, like, while we can, that we'll still travel as much as we wanted to, even though we had kids. So then we've done, Bali and Thailand and all of those things quite often. Like, we were going, well, when we were working together, like, we were going maybe once or twice a year to that, because
true.
Like, it was quite, like, it's a 5-6 hour flight, and it's everything you said before. Like, it's great food, it's, it's nice and cheap, and it's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, I really don't know why I've never been to Bali. Like, again, my bestie Nicole has been so many times and has invited me to go before, and I don't know.
Any of the Indo islands and stuff. Like, there's so much around that area. Like, if you didn't want to do Bali, that's like, it's fairly cheap still and very close and amazing scenery.
Yeah, I don't know. I just
book a motherfucking ticket.
it's like a mental block thing. I don't know.
Don't you have holidays coming up soon?
I know. Let's start a GoFundMe. Moose actually did set us up. If you want to buy us a coffee.
Oh, there we go. Fuck, if everyone buys a coffee, jump onto the link.
Oh no, wait! It's buy us a frothy.
Buy
us an emotional
buy us
shower.
a frothy. We'll put it towards Lucy going to Bali, and you can buy you a bintang. Go for it.
Nah, I'm kidding about that. That just reminded me. We just did it as like a. Well, I don't know what your vibe is on it, but I just said we should
sponsors the beers that I buy on the way to rock up to your house to do this. And
I just thought like. The goal would be with all this, you make some money from it. Eventually, it would be really cool if we could do this as a career. So you got to start somewhere. And if anybody is watching or listening and has gotten anything from it and has some spare money and wants to send us a couple of dollars to go buy a beer, like it would mean a lot to us. So we're not asking for it, but like because there's a lot of creators out there that I would like to support, and I've done things like that before. So I feel like it's valuable to have that. And then any money we get would just go back into the pod, like to upgrade your storage solutions for your MacBook or more SD cards. Or we've spent a lot of money on tripods and all this
stuff. Put a fan around your camera so it like doesn't overheat and shut down every now and then.
Yeah.
Camera needs it.
Yep, clearly. No, sorry, that got on a tangent. But actually, speaking of yeasties, frothies, I got a funny story that I've got permission from my parents to share.
Hell yeah.
I guess it would be a cringe of the week. I think that's a category it would fall into.
Have they been like watching and like filter this through a segment and giving you data? No.
Nah, they don't give a fuck. Dad's watched some and given me some feedback about my microphone placement. It covers my face too much. And Mum said my laugh's too annoying, so can't change that.
Still one of my favourite clips, that one. So go find that if you haven't seen it.
What's your favourite?
Didn't you put that up on TikTok when she said that?
Oh,
that was great.
That's right. Anyway, so my parents went on a little holiday. My dad's in this motorbike club. So
badass.
Huh?
Badass.
Yeah, he's pretty badass. It's Velocette motorbikes, so they don't make them anymore. It's like old school. So it's like an if you know, you know thing. Like you have these old school Velocettes, and the only way you really have them is if you have built them on like imported parts or restored them because they're really old and they're from the UK, and it's like a niche kind of thing. He's always been into motorbikes his whole life, but this is his latest thing. So he's in the Velocette Club of Australia, and they do rallies every quarter. And they go like little drives, and then go out for dinner every night. That's their meeting, is a drive throughout the day, dinner at night. And so that night, I think Dad got on it a little bit. He said he had 2 beers at the cabin before going to the place for dinner, and then at dinner he had 3 pints. And then they're driving back to the cabin, and it's like in some country town, so it wouldn't be too much of a drive. Yep. But like, Mum has this thing where she refuses to get glasses even though she can't see. So she literally cannot drive at night because she can't see. And it's dangerous. So she was like, oh, I should drive. And he's like, you can't fucking drive. You can't see. So he drove, and he's like, oh, I'm fine. And she's like, I don't know. And he just did it. And is your dad like that? Is that just like a boomer man thing where they think they're fine and they're not fine? I don't know. Anyway. He's like, I'm fine, don't worry. And so they're driving down this highway in like some country town, and in the distance they see cop lights, and Mum just starts freaking out. She's like, pull over, let me start driving. But like, they were in eyesight of the cops, so that's like so
even
stupid.
Worse.
Of course you can't pull over in front of them because they know that you're like evading. Yeah. So you would think Dad would just keep driving, but I don't know. He still doesn't know why he did this. He just pulled over, and because she's freaking out. And then he's like, well, why did I just pull over? We can't fucking pull over. Like, they're going to see that I just did this. We can't swap. Well, they're going to see. They're going to see us swapping. And she's like, I don't know. I'll just drive. We'll be fine. Or just wait here for a bit. And
sober up.
Yeah. I don't know. But then the police have seen them do this and got in their car and sped up to them. And before Dad even had a chance to really think, like, get out the car or whatever, the cop's at the window.
Let's pull over for a drink.
Yeah. So Dad puts his window down and he's like, the cop's being all like, why did you just pull over? And do you know how suspicious this looks? And Dad just goes, I don't know, she told me to.
Fuck. And what was the response from the cop?
And then mum actually had pretty quick thinking. She was like, I just thought it was an accident and I didn't know what to do, so I told him to pull over. So it was actually pretty quick thinking.
That's baller.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty smart. And then, so then they're like, well, you know how suspicious it looks, right? And he's like, yeah, I know, I don't know what I was thinking. And he's like, well, come to the breatho, like come down. Because it was a proper breatho thing. He's like, all right, drive down now. We'll be watching you, making sure like nothing's happening. And they drove down. And then the other cop that was there is like, what did you do that for? That was pretty suspicious. And Dad's like, I don't know. She told me to. Like, I don't know why he's just leaning into this whole she told me to thing. Like,
he's like, it worked last time, so I'm going to try it again.
Yeah. And then, and again, this cop's doing the same thing. You know, it's fucking suspicious. What did you do that for? He probably didn't swear. Sorry, that was me swearing. Anyway, so then he's doing the breatho thing with Dad. And then, so Dad does his breatho and the cop goes, it was all for nothing. It's 0.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So after all that, he literally had 0 alcohol in his system and he actually was fine.
Fuck.
Because then they realised it had been like 5 hours and he'd had only 5 drinks. So it's actually not a big deal.
Those cops would have been like, we've got these guys now. There's no way that they're
like
not.
They're being so sus.
Fuck.
I know. And then the whole thing for the rest of their little holiday thing was everything Dad did. It was like, oh, was that because your wife told you to?
Yeah, Jesus. So what, your mum went on those trips on the bike?
No, she will go on the trips and either like do something else during the day, or they always have like a rally car that follows them on the bike and make sure everything's okay, and she'll go in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny because she always goes on these trips and then tells me like she's so bored.
Yeah.
Like, what do you like? Why are you going?
choose to go on them?
Yeah.
Do you remember when you got like your license for the first time, and anytime you'd see lights, you'd just freak out, even though like even these days, you're like, it's 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, I know I haven't been drinking, but
I know.
Have I?
I always freak out. Like I feel like the high you get from freaking out about that is more than any drug would do.
Yeah.
I'm always just like, oh my God, like something's wrong.
Crazy. Even the drug test one, it's like, you know, I drink, but I definitely don't do drugs and stuff. It's like, but you're still freaking out? I'm like, what? I've never done them. So why would they ever show up?
Yeah. Have you ever been like actually seriously worried because you were maybe over?
No, I think, nah.
Yeah.
I think I've been fairly lucky.
I think I'm just a drama queen because one time I was so worried and it was literally, that like nothing. I don't know if it was completely 0, but it was like, what's the limit? Like it was the tiniest amount. It wasn't even close. And it was just all in my head. Like, because I think I'd had one cocktail or something. But that's scary.
Kids, no drinking and driving, please. That's the motto of all of the pod today.
Oh, true. I've never had alcohol and then driven after.
No, definitely not.
Never.
Where are you driving?
I don't know. I just wanted to be
driving
included.
me insane.
Anyway, I'm going to balance out the roasting of my parents with a cute story.
Boring.
True. It is boring. It's more Taylor Swift talk. I'm so sorry.
I've missed that.
Oh, no, wait. That's just giving away the punchline. Pretend I didn't say that.
Okay, cool.
Pretend, actually, quickly, for all the visual listeners.
Watches?
For all the visual watchers, I got a pretty cool t-shirt on. It says Kansas City Swifts because Travis Kelce's team is the Kansas City Chiefs, but it's got Swifts instead, and it's got photos of Taylor cheering Travis on at the game, and it's pretty cool. It's from Uncle Rico, and I feel like Moose needs to get it too. Send us messages saying Moose needs to get this t-shirt so we can be matching. It'll be so cute. Anyway, pretend I didn't say any of that because you'll miss the punchline. But no, my mum asked me what I wanted for my birthday. She's a real like bargain shopper. So back on Christmas Day, literally every year, she'll be like, think about what you want for your birthday because I can get it in the Boxing Day sales. And this year I already knew that I was going to go see Taylor Swift in like end of Feb. So I was like, honestly, Mum, I'm so broke. So if you just want to give me money towards my Taylor Swift trip, I'd really appreciate it. Like I can put it towards like getting merch or something. I don't know.
She's like, Lucy, that's not going to be on sale on Black Friday, Boxing Day.
Can you get me merch on sale for Boxing Day? That would be great. But no, for real, she just, so she's like, okay, if you want some money, I'll give you some money. So she did that. And then she said that like, I'd said something about being broke and like, you know, just with Cozzy lives at the moment, everyone's struggling a bit. And I just said to her, like, I just don't know what I'm doing wrong. I just feel like lately I've been trying to spend literally no money on anything and still have no money. And she said she felt sorry for me, so then wanted to go buy me an extra birthday present, so I had something to open on my birthday. She bought me a little present and I opened it and it was perfume. And I thought, like, that's a little bit weird because every single Christmas I ask for my perfume and I've worn the same perfume for like 6 years and it's like my signature scent and she always buys me the same one for Christmas. So I was like a little bit confused why she was buying me a different one when she just bought me one for Christmas. Not that it was a bad thing. I was just confused. So I was opening it because she was being all sus. She's like, what do you think's in the box? And I was like shaking it. I was like, a candle maybe? And she's like, guess again. And I was like, I don't know. And I opened it. I was like, oh, perfume. And she's like, yep. I'm like, oh yeah, thank you. And she's like, have you smelled that one before? I'm like, no, why? She's like, smell it. And then I smelt it and then she's like, why do you think I got you that? I'm like, I don't know,
She's so proud
Mum.
of what she's done.
Huh?
That she's so proud of what she's done.
Yeah, she was being so like smug, like so proud. Yeah, she's like, so why do you think I got you that? I'm like, I don't know. Because you wanted me to have a different perfume than normal? I'm not sure. It's really nice. It smells really good. She's like, that's the perfume Taylor Swift wears. And then she like fully had her phone ready. She had like Googled.
Here's all the documents and thing.
She found all
smell
these.
this photo.
Legit, like she found all these articles that said like this is the perfume that Taylor Swift wears.
That's so good.
Because she's like, I started because I thought maybe Taylor Swift makes a perfume, like a lot of celebrities do. And then she looked that up. Nope, that's discontinued. So then she started Googling and then decided to buy me the perfume she wears.
It's quite thoughtful, isn't it?
Yeah, very cute.
That's right. And probably like really good that for such a big Swiftie that you didn't know that. So she would have been like loving that every time that you didn't have an answer to the question she was throwing. Like, fuck, this is good. I think I've got her here.
That's so true, actually. Anyway, I got a funny story. I actually didn't ask permission to share this, so hopefully it's okay. I was going to message him before I did it. Oh, well, sorry, Josh.
I hope it's really fucking bad.
It's pretty bad. It's bad. I hate it so much. He said... Oh, fuck. I don't know if I'm going to be able to tell it as funny as he did. He said he was sitting on the couch one night, just chilling. And I don't know if you do this. I've definitely done it before, but like you kind of like fidget and you pick your nails and stuff. And he said he was picking his nail and his toe and his one of his toenails, like a bit of it came off. It was a pinky toenail. And he just had it in his hand. It was like kind of big. So he didn't want to just put it on the ground. So he put it in the empty yogurt container that he had on the coffee table that he'd eaten before. And then a bit later he was just like still lying on the couch watching stuff and then was like, I wonder if we've got any of that yogurt left. That yogurt was really yum. So I started like scraping the container of the yogurt just to see if there was any left because it was yum.
Josh.
He ate
No, he fucking did.
his toenail.
As in like chewed it?
He said he
Or he swallowed it and realised what he did.
He said he scraped, got all the remnants of the yogurt, took a big mouthful and then was like, oh, there's like a chunk in that.
And swallowed it?
And then he's like, oh, fuck, it's my toenail.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
So did it come back out?
I think so.
Because like I'm thinking like when you were saying that, I'm like, yogurt's one of those ones where you could just be like, did it and it's straight down.
Yeah, well, I didn't
Imagine
get
that. Like at the last minute, you're like, oh, fuck, there it goes.
I didn't get that detail, honestly. We're going to have to ask him whether he swallowed it or not. I don't know what's worse, though, swallowing it or spitting it out.
Either way, that's fucked.
And do you know what was more fucked is like, this was at their family dinner. I got invited to their family dinner, which was a bit cute. No, he didn't do it at the family dinner. He was telling this story
I was
at the
like, we got
family
video we can put in? Is this a story or...
No, he's telling this story at the family dinner and I didn't get those details because I was freaking the fuck out. Wow. I was like, no, you didn't do that. But like none of them cared. So I think maybe like he does this shit often because like none of them like were fazed by this story. And I'm like, this is the craziest story I've ever heard in my life.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Telling her why you guys are eating dinner?
Actually, we were eating like dessert and he was like, is everyone finished eating before I tell this story?
He's great. I enjoy that. That's fucked.
Cooked, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's probably a good place to end the pod, right? We've got to go. I feel like we need an emotional shower after that just to...
I feel if anyone's watching this on YouTube and you're tired and you're getting sleepy, put all the shit in the bin around you. Please. You don't want to be doing what Joshy Boy did.
Yeah. If you've left a yogurt container out for a bit, you probably just don't need to go back and get the scrape the container.
No,
it's
fuck
fine.
that. I would love to know if anyone else has some very wild stories like that, though. So that could be this week's thing.
Yeah, because he said it so normally. So maybe these stories are pretty normal and we just don't realise.
Maybe if that's just the gateway. And even if he comes back with like, all right, you liked that? Imagine this week's.
Next, your toenails are a garnish.
And you ate them at Fairland Dinner.
All right. Yeah, if you've got any of those crazy stories, please share. We'll share them on the pod, but I kind of hope we don't. Nah, you got to do it for the content.
Yeah, surely.
We'll grin and bear it. Yeah. I miss having skin that wasn't burnt to a crisp. I need to go get some aloe.
Well, I need to regrow my eyebrows.
I look like the girls in Bora Bora that applied sunscreen and got burnt anyway.
Hey, you got to go on that Tarte trip, so congratulations.
Yeah, true. Tell us in the comments if you could go on any Delulu destination trip, what would it be?
Or if you like eating toenails. Either way.